Gonna change the world.
Not save the world.
With
Change the
my
world.
I thought you were the expert on this song.
Gonna make a real difference. Feed the poor
And
and
heal the sick. Oh yeah.
Episode 47.
Alzheimer's is kicking in. I'm getting old. Forgot our own theme song.
Little too many gray hairs. Shannon was pointing out my gray hairs yesterday.
Oh, welcome to.
I was like, it's just wisdom. I've been spitting so much facts on the podcast.
Let me tell you, in the words of Gord Downey, when it starts to fall apart, it really falls apart.
I'd rather have gray hair than no hair.
Well, I think your dad. You got good genes. Your dad isn't losing it, so.
Yeah, my dad has long hair.
Yes.
Oh, I have a funny story about that before we bring
Sure.
our special guest
Our
back
special
on.
guest.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm at the gym this morning, and there's a guy there that we played against last night
Mm-hmm.
in the old paint cans.
Yep.
And I was chatting with him and whatever. He's like, "You almost got in a fight last night." And I was like, "Well, not really. I was just standing up because your guy literally flattened Jeremy against the boards."
Oh, you stood up?
Oh yeah, I was like, "What the heck are you doing,
Nice,
man?" Like,
nice,
I gave him a little
Aiden.
whack, and then he tried to cross-check me in the face, so I grabbed
What?
his stick and like held it down, and it was like, "Good in the box."
I
dude.
did not see any of that because I was face down on the ice, wincing in pain.
I thought that the ref was gonna like eject him or give him like at least a 5-minute, but it's only 2 minutes.
I'm glad you stepped up. That's cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so I'm talking to this guy at the gym,
I was just unconscious on the ice.
and he's like, "That one Swedish guy on your team, like I hate him. He's like he doesn't do anything wrong. He just like if he's trying to make me go one way, I'm going that way, and I can't do anything about it."
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like he's talking about Bogdan on our team because like he kind of looks like Swedish or Polish or whatever.
yeah.
No, he's talking about my dad. He's like the guy with the really
Oh.
long hair, big tall guy. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's my dad, dude." He's like, "Well, yeah, I hate your dad." Then I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
Well, I love your mom. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
Fight at the gym.
Yeah.
Hey, drop the gloves at the gym.
Yeah.
Let's go, buddy.
No, we're like
Fight
gym,
on site.
gym bros, right? Like we just
Yeah.
chat at the gym, and then we realized that we played against each other in hockey, so that's funny.
He does have a Swedish look to him. Eh? He's tall with the long hair.
Yeah,
And like
a little-
slender too, like athletic.
Kind of like a Lidstrom.
Yeah,
vibe,
yeah. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Anyway, our special guest.
Special guest, bring him back on the pod, Coach Chippy. Dun, 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 dun,
Need
dun,
to-
dun, 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 dun,
You're just standing off in the background, waiting for us to actually bring you back on.
Coach Chippy's back from the dead. He died last week. That's why he couldn't come on the pod.
Hello.
Resurrected. So if you were listening last week, maybe you just like, oh, Chippy's not there. Forget about it. Lowest,
Our last episode's doing well, actually.
not the lowest views. Oh,
It's
hey.
about. It's like second.
Get out of here, Chip. You know what? It's been a good run.
Great run.
You can just do the editing or something.
That's why I'm a guest today. Kicked off the pod.
No, you went to Buffalo and
Did
you
I ever?
interacted
Did I
with
ever?
1,000 snot-nosed kids.
What were you thinking?
And you were
Can't
like,
stand kids.
they were.
Can't
I
stand
hate hockey
kids.
and I don't like kids.
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be a pep talk? Yeah, they're handing you like things to sign. You're passing just germs and bacteria all around.
Yep.
And then you get back home, and what happened?
I was down for about a week.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, it was my body did a lot of battling last week.
Mm.
And honestly, it's still battling a little bit, guys.
That's good. You're back just in time to spread it to Hayden and I.
That's perfect.
So next
I'm
I
week,
think he's past the
Think so?
viral component. If
well, he
I-
got a
let's
lot of
hope.
things.
Let's hope.
He
Yeah.
went to the doctor, and the doctor, like, you know, when you get the receipt from like
I did
the
not
mechanic,
go to the
you got all these
I
things. Chippy.
refuse. I'm a natural remedy guy.
Free healthcare, baby.
You got COVID. You got COVID 1, 2, and 3. You got the Omicron. You got the jambalaya.
Whatever they threw at me, it couldn't take me down. So
And did you
After
get
all
some
we
pink eye? You got some pink eye too? Little pink
buddy,
eye?
whatever they're throwing at
Look
me,
at
my body is such an
Yeah.
absolute monstrosity of an immune system
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
that it just couldn't
That's what I was saying to
dare
him.
take me down. And I was like just sitting there like
Exactly.
my body's just gonna whatever this little bug coming in at me,
Crush it.
crush it. Ah,
Mind over
I
matter.
wasn't even feeding my body anything. Just,
Starve
I
those
just
things,
I
eh?
was just like, no what? My body's so strong. I'm gonna prove
You're
that
feeding
I don't
your
even
mind.
need to eat.
You're
Yeah.
feeding your mind.
I don't even need to eat because this thing's gonna get dominated anyway.
Exactly. You want a challenge.
I
eh?
want
I'm gonna beat this thing with no food.
to beat this thing with no food and barely any water.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go run
Yeah,
10K
and
and then not sleep.
You know what? Exactly.
It's like competing in a chef competition blindfolded.
Yes. I just
Very niche.
wanted a challenge. 'Cause I knew my body was just such a beast.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Anyway,
And your mom's like, Chip, do you want a Tylenol? And you're like, no.
No.
so
no."
you weren't good enough to come to our game last night, I take it.
No, I just honestly, I don't even like, cause now when you haven't fed yourself in a week,
Mhm.
it's just like I just knew I wasn't gonna have any energy.
The
like-
refeed, you got to refeed.
Yeah, like I need like a week now to like
a week of fried chicken
fuel. Yeah, like food, anything.
and stir fry,
Yeah.
Dude,
spaghetti or something.
in college, I did a cleanse where I could only drink, it was like water with some lemon juice and cayenne pepper and cinnamon or something like that. I drank just
What the
that.
heck is that?
I don't know. It's
Sounds
like,
interesting.
I read it on the internet.
Sounds like torture.
Oh, dude. So it was like,
Cayenne pepper, a little spice.
oh, I don't mind that little kick. Anyways, I did it for like 3 days. Just no food at
Like a
all.
fast.
Yeah.
Right.
Fast/cleanse. No food.
It's not
for
really a
3 days.
cleanse when you're not actually like a cleanse is if you're just drinking like fruit juice, you know, like juiced food basically.
Oh, I did a cleanse last winter on the weekend, the pond hockey tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It was called the beer cleanse, where you
yeah.
drink nothing but beer for the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Really clears you out.
You know what's actually
Yeah.
It really clears you out.
a great way to like if you're struggling with like cravings
Yep.
and stuff, eat potatoes and chicken for a week only. And then anything you eat after that, like just with minimal seasoning, anything you eat after that will taste like candy.
Well,
Oh my God.
That's where I was going with this. So I did that cleanse for 3 days, just only water basically, and whatever, it's a little lemon and honey or something in it. And after 3 days, it's recommended. Well, I think they wanted you to do for like a week, and I was like, I can't not eat for a week. Come on now.
That
So-
doesn't seem logical.
No, it was like bro science, right? So I'm not trusting it that hard, but I just wanted to try it out. So 3 days, and then it was back to eating. I was like, I'll start with something just basic. Just do some buttered toast.
Right.
And I bit into that buttered toast. I was like, oh, wow. This is amazing. This is the best.
Yeah.
And then I had like just some soup and a baked potato. And I was like, wow, food is amazing.
You could be eating roots from a tree after only drinking
Yeah.
cayenne pepper and lemon juice for a week.
I could have looked.
And it would still taste
I could have
good.
licked some sandpaper with some salt on it and be like, wow, the seasoning is
I did
amazing.
about a 4-day fast last week. I think about 4 days. Barely had a friggin' anything.
Yeah.
And then
You know what's funny is if you're sick and you don't feel like eating, you're actually still ending up at about a net positive because if you're not moving around as much,
yes.
you don't have as much neat calories that are burned. So you
That's
don't need to
facts.
eat as much when you're sick because you're just like bedridden, right?
Yeah.
But you still will lose like muscle mass and fat just by lying.
Yeah, that's what I was honestly most pissed about because I was getting back in the gym. I was like,
Oh,
I'd been in the gym for like 2 weeks straight.
there goes all the gains, eh?
All of the gains just obliterated. And,
That's
like,
demotivating.
so demotivating, bro. I can't even tell you. I'm getting back in there though.
Better.
You know what the best part or best thing to think of when you're sick and you can't get in the gym, you can't play hockey, all that stuff. You can think this is just temporary, and I know I'm gonna feel better when I can do those things again.
Yes.
You know,
Mm.
and then when you go back into doing it, it's not a chore. It's like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking forward to doing this when I'm sick. Now I'm gonna enjoy it. You know?
I got a question for you guys. When you're sick, not too sick, but just like a little sick, runny nose, got a bit of a cold.
Man cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You going to play hockey or no?
Yeah.
Like if I'm like running nose, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But like not what I had. I had
No, not with that. No.
no, I couldn't.
If you're down, like if your body can't move well, no. You stay, get some rest. You need it. But like,
I just go based off of how I'm feeling.
right.
Like if I am feeling like I'm not gonna be able to skate for half of a period,
Yeah.
then I'm not probably gonna go. But most of the time, when you just have like a runny nose and a little
Yeah.
tickle in the throat or something, like you feel
still
pretty
going?
like unless you're being inconsiderate because you're like coughing around. and
Oh, yeah,
spreading
yeah,
it, like you don't want to
yeah.
be that guy in the dressing room.
True. Yeah. You don't want to get your whole team sick.
Yeah.
I've definitely been that guy.
What you want to do is opening face off, just a huge gazoon tight sneeze.
Warm up in the other team's end.
It's a big green
Opening face off,
green
just,
loogie.
just
Yeah.
coat the other guy's fishbowl. Eh? Just coat it. Sorry about that. I'm not feeling so well.
If he's wearing a fishbowl, he deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to, like, if I'm, got a bit of a cold ache, I got a little achy,
Mhm.
right? Runny nose, whatever. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go skate this out. I'm going to skate it out.
Right.
Right? And you
Sweat.
go just for you sweat it out. You know, I like that feeling. Some people are against it, but I like it.
Yeah.
Well, Chippy, glad to have you
Yeah,
back. We got a big
appreciate it.
pod. We got what's happening in hockey. What are we talking about? Bedard and McDavid rivalry?
We got what's happening in hockey.
Yep.
You got some Minute Madness, Chippy.
I'm sure we can
Oh,
think
yeah.
of something here.
Oh yeah.
We got the Canadian Way.
This is a new little segment.
Jeremy's got an idea for that. I got a hypothetical.
Yep.
We're gonna draft the worst things to happen before a hockey.
Okay.
And I'm prefixing this with things that actually like do happen like pretty frequently.
Right. We can't go dark.
Yeah, you can't be like, my mom died or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you don't go.
We're
that
not going
far.
dark.
No,
Just like
practical things.
the
that
minor annoyances.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But like sometimes it's a big annoyance. Like it's
no, I get
it's
you.
detrimental
I get you.
to
Yeah.
your performance.
It's got to be. All
Yeah.
right.
And then we got the minor hockey mailbag. We'll pull up some comments or something like that at the end.
Yep.
All right. So what's happening in hockey? I wanted to kick this off. Do you guys think that Connor Bedard and Connor McDavid will ever form some sort of who's the best Connor rivalry over the course of their careers?
I'm gonna go on this one because Chippy is hiding in his sweater.
I'm protecting you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chip.
Thank you, sir. Hey, my immune system is like a fortress.
Got 3 kids.
I have acquired I lick I touch handles and then I don't wash my hands. I literally just lick my
So
hand.
do I. I'm that guy too. I don't get sick often, and when I do, my body dominates it. Like I said before. So don't be like my body is a fortress as well.
Whenever we get sick, we'll just sit in here and sneeze in each other's
Yeah.
faces and go. Give it to me.
Big breath.
Let's go. Bring it on.
Yeah, bring it on.
go.
Honestly, like
I've been sitting in the cold plunge. Right.
God.
let's go share a
All right.
sauna and sweat all over.
Oh, there we go.
Bedsy and Davo rivalry. Will it happen?
I'm hopping on this. I think that the NHL and the media will create a rivalry. Will there actually be one? No, because McDavid has already taken Bedsy under his wing. I have inside info from the BioSteel camp, which no media is allowed to go to. It's all hush hush, secret.
Yeah.
But I know people that work at it, and also at the Gary Roberts training facility where they go,
Mhm.
and they're like, dude, like McDavid's like bringing him under his wing. He's giving him tips. Like he's trying to help him like be the best he can be, sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see after that like being so welcome in the league by the best player in the league
Yeah.
that they'd eventually start beefing.
Right.
Yeah, and especially like McDavid is like I couldn't see him saying or
He's
doing
indifferent about
exactly like
he's competitive, but on a game-to-game basis,
If-
not
if-
a personal basis.
if it was like Brad Marchand or like Galley, Brendan Gallagher,
yeah.
like one of those types of guys, like yeah, maybe they would start a beef eventually.
Yeah.
But no, not McDavid.
I was talking to Chippy before we started recording, and I said a very similar thing that Connor McDavid is just kind of indifferent. He's not going to form a personal rivalry, and Bedsy is also kind of like just chill.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is that the media and the fan, it'll be a fan rivalry.
Yeah.
Like our Connor's better than your Connor, like that.
What about Connor McMichael?
Who?
From Washington. He just did a really nice area
Oh.
pass.
I'm actually joking. Like I've been
know.
watching, like when I've been watching Bedard,
Yeah.
I've been seeing Connor McMichael stuff.
Oh, they just played each other. Yeah.
Yeah, they he's pretty nasty.
He
is that like
Yeah.
the short guy?
yeah, he's on the smaller side, but he played really well in the World Juniors, and then I was like, man, this Connor McMichael guy's pretty decent. Kind of like how the same vibes I got from Matt Barzell
Right.
when he was like a little more unknown.
So like
Right.
taking notes, name my son Connor.
Oh yeah, yeah. But also it's gonna be hard for them to have a rivalry if they're on the same team, right? Because Oilers are going to miss the playoffs, and then McDavid's going to demand a trade. And he's like, just send me to Chicago, and me and the
Imagine.
Connors will team up.
Connor line. All Connor team. What would be the best line in the NHL if it was like all Connors? McDavid,
Connor,
Uh,
Kyle Connor.
Oh,
Kyle
can we get a
Connor?
Kyle Connor
I
on?
gu- do you get-
yeah.
I guess yeah, it's a Connor.
Yeah, he's a shooter too.
Yeah, he's been lighting
Shooter.
it up too. The Jets, like he's been on fire. So yeah, I would say he would crack the line for
That'd
sure.
be a nasty line.
Who else would be?
Is that
Connor
Is
Carrick?
he Canadian? Is Kyle Connor
On deep?
Canadian?
I'm not sure
I
on
think
that.
so. I think.
I was looking at this Canada, like we had
Oh, World Juniors.
no World Juniors, yes.
Oh, that's what you're looking at.
No, but I was like the Canada, like our team, like they had Reinhardt in our top 10 Canadian.
Well, it's because he was like top 5 in the league for points recently, but I think he's kind of gone down now.
Like who?
He's just having a great season.
Kyle Connor's from Michigan.
Okay.
Not Canadian. But he does give Canadian vibes though.
Yeah, I was looking at the lineup of the potential, like if there was an Olympics right now, who would be on each team, sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like the U.S. is looking pretty stacked.
It is stacked. Yeah, they got some great players.
Like what happened? Like what happened to Canada? Like we're not producing.
Well, I mean, but then you say, okay, well, do we still count Crosby? Like he's still.
Yeah,
I think he's still in the conversation.
Like you gotta.
So you got McKinnon, McDavid, Bedard, like.
But like
Braden Point,
what if we didn't have Bedard?
Mitch
like,
Marner?
Yeah.
You know, like
I guess Byfield now is coming into his own.
we can still have a real stacked line.
Shea Theodore, Pietrangelo are both.
Oh, for defense, yeah, Cale Makar.
Yeah, Cale Makar.
Oh.
Who else?
I would love Quinn Hughes to play for Team Canada.
I know,
eh?
The States.
Well, that's the problem. Yeah, they got
And
Jack
we
and
should get
Gross.
both of them.
Both
like,
grow up in Canada their whole lives.
Yeah.
they're probably dual citizens.
Oh
They could-
yeah.
They
Like,
should just play on opposites just for fun.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Canadian trained. Like
yeah.
Canada made those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, what's your take on the Bedsy McDavid rivalry? Yay or nay?
Bedsy McDavid. I mean, McDavid's just not too worried about anybody else. Like he's just like. I don't think
He's on another
I don't think
level.
anyone's like Bedard like.
McDavid's
I just don't
rivalry
know
is
if you
with
could
himself.
ever be like a McDavid, like bro, like
Hey, like his rivalry is with himself.
yeah, like
Yeah,
McDavid's
yeah.
just like we're talking like best player to ever play the game of hockey in the history of the world existence. Like
Yeah.
like
And
Bedard just like I just think for Bedard it's just like he might get the point. It's just like the size. Like I don't know if he'll ever like be built for hockey like McDavid's been built
Mhm,
for hockey.
mhm.
Like it's like
Yeah.
I don't even know. McDavid's just a different
For Bedard, he's going to be a really crafty player,
yeah.
and that will shine through.
Well, like McDavid's crafty and the fastest player to ever play,
Powerful.
and like
Yeah.
6'2".
Yeah.
I see Bedard being like a mix between a Matthews and a Braden Point.
Like,
type
will
guy
Bedard ever
with
get
like a
100
better
yards?
shot, but also like elite playmaking. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be like getting more points than a Marner because he's gonna score more goals than Marner. Like
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah.
And he'll be challenged. Like I could see him challenging, like pushing for 60 goals in a few years.
Dude, the lanes that he's finding to set people up, and that's what I said. He's gonna make plays out of nothing. Like he's up at the blue line. He moves the puck here. Right when the defenseman moves, he's like, boom. He's coming down the side, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go wide. Draws a few people, and then just a backhand, like, and on a weird angle,
Sauce.
backhand sauce on a weird angle past two guys
Yeah.
to someone pop it in. Like those types of plays.
Like you, like
Not a lot of people can make
like
those.
I'm one of those people that just like see. Like, I saw the game like that. Like it's not like when you just see the game like that. Like those passes are just like second nature. You see them
Yeah.
and you're not even looking. Like it's just
And for like a player of your caliber and in hockey intelligence, it must be so frustrating for you to watch most NHL players when the play is so obvious to you and they're not making it. And finally you can watch Bedard and be like, yes, thank you.
Finally.
That's the line
Oh,
that I would have skated.
yes.
And now this kid is like, so it's finally
No,
like,
it's serious.
yeah.
Like especially when we're talking passes cross seam like that. Like,
yeah.
that was legit. Like I was a passer. Like that was what I was good at. Like
For
I
me,
could
the
snap
thing
passes.
that stands out with Bedsy in terms of like how he's going to be a 100-point player and above.
Yeah.
For a lot
is
of
he
his
a
career.
150 point guy? Like that's
Yeah,
just-
that's the question.
that's the question.
I think he's
one
g-
season, you know, like, let's
he's
be
only
honest.
18.
Let's be honest.
Like,
Let's be honest. He's 18 and his team is trash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like they are in near last place.
he's playing with absolutely nobody.
He's only getting like they're lucky to get a few goals in a game, and he's in on most of them a
Yeah.
lot of the times.
But for me, the reason that he's going to be an elite player in the league is that he's only 18 and he's creating all this space
Oh yeah,
with full-grown men.
yeah,
He's finding time in the areas in the ice and moving the puck to places where people aren't thinking of.
yep.
And he's only going to get better at that as his
Yes.
career goes on. His
Yes,
shot's only going to
absolutely.
get better. His team's only going to
Well,
get
he's already
better.
got
Like,
the
it's
same amount of
just-
points as like
it's only
Marner.
up from here.
Yeah,
And just the fact that like he looks like every time he gets the puck, the C's part, that shows me the sign of an elite like franchise player, going to be one of the top. I'm going to say top 5 in the league for most of his career.
Yeah, I would say that he's how he's improved over the last, like, just from the first month. First month, he didn't seem that comfortable. He was still doing a few things here and
He's
there.
the type of
Look
guy
at
that's
the
going to
schedule,
figure
though.
out everyone.
Yeah,
like,
and
assess where he sits.
His
you know?
schedule was ridiculous to
Now-
start the year.
Oh yeah.
and now he's like having his way out there. He's doing the things that he always does.
He's got like
Mhm.
23 points in 27 games.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. He leads the rookies, that's for sure. Yeah, so he's getting close to a point a game type player, right?
Mhm. And he's just starting out. Like
Yeah.
it's only up from here. Anything else on Beds that you guys want to talk about?
Let's move on. What do you
I
got?
wanted to just talk about the fact that the Leafs are just like seeing injury after injury, having to draw from their depth, and they're still grinding out wins, but they only have like I think 7 regulation wins now. They out of all of their what's their record?
Yeah, they
actually?
go to OT all the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, they've won. So their record is what's their total record here? I can't see. They're 8-4-1 at home, 6-2-3 away.
They're 4-1 in the shootout.
4-1 in the shootout. Yeah, but they only have I guess they have. It doesn't show regulation wins on.
Yeah, it doesn't show.
Thanks NHL website. What the heck?
Never.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure they had
No,
6.
RW probably regulation wins 7.
Okay, yeah, 7. I was right. 7 regulation wins in the entire.
That's
Yeah.
Season so far.
hilarious.
Florida 15. Fuck.
Yeah, we got.
Florida.
Yeah. So anyway, the Leafs are grinding out wins.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see what your guys' thoughts are. Like they're out Joseph Wall now. He was playing lights out.
Oh,
And then Samsonov comes with a shutout. What a beauty!
Yeah,
This
that
one
is
came
big.
back.
That is big.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was clutch for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't seem like he was challenged quite as much as Wall was for some of those
No.
no.
saves he made in his last game there
Yeah,
before he got injured.
Wall, that wall was insane.
But I feel like that's a good sign that the team was like, we're not going to just leave Samsonov out like to make these crazy saves. We're going to like stand up and be a
Yeah.
defensive team here for a game,
Mhm.
and they actually did it.
Yeah.
The fourth line, I saw this in the Steve Dangle's latest video, the LFR.
Yep.
He pointed out that the expected goals for the fourth line on the Leafs was 98%,
Wow.
which I've never seen it that high before. And they scored one. Like Camp scored the first goal of the game-winning goal,
Nice.
technically.
Yeah.
But yeah, Revo, Noah Gregor, and David Camp on a fourth line, 98% expected goals. I'm like, what the heck?
That's crazy.
What?
98% expected goals. Basically, they would score 98% of the time more than the other lines that they faced in that game.
And that was before the game. That was what was posted, and then it came true, sort of thing.
No, this is like for that entire game. That was what the percentage was.
Okay.
Like after the game, not
All right,
before.
we're talking too many numbers.
Why would they do
here, Hayden.
before?
I thought like unexpected goals is always a prediction.
No.
Oh.
It is a prediction.
I
but
thought it
it's-
was like a
it's-
pairing, like okay, because this line matches this line, and then the Predators have a very weak
No.
fourth line, so the expected goal from this fourth line, that like to me expected means it's in the future.
I can tell you guys didn't pay attention when Rachel Dory came on the pod.
Yeah, she's talking about predicting things.
Yeah, that's a predictive model
Yeah.
on
My expected
what
goals.
players are going to do well and what team's
High.
going to win. But expected goals is basically it's heavily do with possession in the other team's end and who has the most pressure throughout a game. So it calculates basically who's expected to score more often than not when they're on the ice.
Oh, so it's using the data from that game
Yes.
for expected goals. Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, anyway, I thought that was interesting because everyone's ripping on any line that Reeves is on has been trash.
Yeah.
And like they could basically not play him because every time he's on the ice, they're going to score.
Yeah.
Right? Like if he gets trapped in their end for more than 30 seconds, it's pretty much a guaranteed goal. But then this game was the first one where it was actually like, okay, he wasn't a detriment to the line,
Mhm.
and they were actually firing on all cylinders. I kind of attribute that to Noah Gregor being so fast and David Camp
Oh yeah. he is.
finally finding his
Yeah.
ability to pass the puck again.
Mm.
Yeah.
'Cause
Gregor should be getting a promotion.
I think they need him on the fourth line though. They need that
They need
speed.
that speed. They need some speed. Yeah.
If who are they going to replace him with?
And honestly, if
Other
you're
than Bobby McMahon, I guess.
if you're fast, don't you want to be on the fourth line? So you just blow by these dust bags that you're playing.
yeah, you're like,
against,
don't
right?
put me on the third line, coach. I want to play against the
Yeah.
Dusters.
Yeah, but you're never getting on the ice.
Put me against the 40-year-olds.
That just means you have that much more energy to blow by.
There you go. Yeah, you're well rested.
Low by.
Yeah.
Put me against Foligno, so I can just like, hey, When's Pat Maroon on? Hey,
Yeah.
put me against Pat Maroon.
Yeah.
Let me win a couple puck races against him.
Uh-huh.
That's
Get me,
hilarious.
get
Might
me out
catch a
against
couple
the old
cross
Small
checks.
Bros.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, so Leafs are doing pretty well considering that they're injury prone. Klingberg's out, Joseph
Yep.
Wall out. They've got to be looking at signing a defenseman soon, but I feel like it's not going to happen until the new year. If it
My
hasn't
opinion.
happened now, unless it happens literally today, it's not going to happen until after the holidays because there's like
Makes
a
sense,
trade
yeah.
freeze. Like no one does anything during
No.
the holidays.
Yeah, people want to not be bothered.
Yeah, they're wait till after the World Juniors start and then they'll do it.
Speaking of the holidays, World Juniors. Whoo!
Ooh, we got to do a little.
Right,
Boom,
like-
we're waiting for that.
There we go. We should start getting heavy into the World Junior content, eh?
Yeah,
We should probably start breaking down these lists and lineups.
Well, I mean,
doing
we almost have to do that now. I guess next week maybe we'll go heavy into that because like the rosters are just announced. They're starting to do training camps and stuff like that. I think Team USA has a pretty solid lineup, like more notable players that I've heard of.
is Bedsy gonna
Can we
play?
Can we
again?
look at the
No.
USA
No.
lineup real quick?
But Team Canada, that's the thing. I love the World Juniors because it's a chance to discover these players that you haven't heard of, and you're like, dang, this guy is good.
The preliminary roster.
Yeah, prelim rosters.
We got. We'll do forwards first.
They always have the craziest names like Gavin Brindley, Quinn Finley, Cutter Gauthier,
Are these? It feels like they're made. up.
Gavin Hayes. That's what I'm saying.
These guys are stacked.
Ryan Leonard, we met him at the combine.
Perot.
Look, Rutgerd McGroarty. What a name.
He's a
Oliver
stud.
Moore, we met him at the combine as well.
Gabe Perot.
Yeah,
Will
Gabe
Smith?
Perreault,
Will
Will Smith.
Smith.
Uh-oh.
That's a big one.
Snuggerud. They got Snuggerud. Jimmy Snuggerud.
Apparently, sounds like you're naming Disney characters or
Dude,
something.
that's what I'm saying. Last year, every single person, it was like they were all named after, like they went, the parents of every single player went to some frat house and like, can you name my kid? And they're like, yeah, Bobby Brinks.
Yeah.
Bobby Brinks, who by the way is like lights out right now.
Oh,
His
really?
rookie yeah, he's playing really well.
Like, apparently, we left a couple guys off the squad that should be on the squad. That's what I'm hearing.
For Team Canada.
Yeah.
Who?
Like, apparently one of the guys leading the WHL didn't
Yeah.
crack the
He's
lineup.
leading well, that's the thing. So
What?
that's when you're building a team, it's like, okay, we need our points guys and then we need our grind guys, right? So they're not going to take a guy who's scoring a lot. They're I don't know, referencing him against other people who are scoring a lot. Who's going to be our
Easton
first line?
Cowan's my guy.
I mean, that's the thing. You got
Easton
Eastern
Cowan's my
and-
guy.
and Fraser Minton.
Fraser
Both
Minton.
Leafs prospects.
Really?
So
Those
I-
are good players.
so I'm saying like
Yeah.
they both had a chance to play in the NHL.
They made an impact in the preseason.
They did. Well, so Fraser Minton, they would have left him on the team, except it's better financially for them to not max
Yeah, only play him the 9 games. Or,
play the 9 games and
Yeah.
send him back and then use him next year. Otherwise, his contract starts and they have to start paying him earlier,
yeah,
right? So that's just a business decision right there.
it's just smart business. There's no sense to
I'd be
rush
so
it.
cheesed if I was him and be like, one more game and I get my entry level deal.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but the thing is, it's doing is giving it to you a year earlier.
Yeah.
And it's probably better for him to light it up.
Money,
development-wise.
He wants that money.
Speaking of lighting it up, I saw a headline somewhere that Logan Stankoven's leading the AHL.
I know.
Oh,
he's
yeah, he is.
lighting
Oh,
it
yeah,
up.
he is.
Friend of the
Like,
pod, fellow
Let's
puck
go,
dad.
buddy.
He's not going to be there for much longer.
Hey,
I don't think.
let's talk
No
about
way.
friends of the pod. I think this might be a good luck charm. You come on the Puck Daddy podcast, you're nearly guaranteed. Who do we have? We had Leo Carlson. He is crushing in
Oh.
Anaheim. He is playing so well.
Stud.
We had Logan Stankoven just tearing up the
Stud.
AHL. Bedard on the pod.
Yep.
I think he's doing all right. I think it might be us guys.
Stud.
Stud.
What about Othman?
Othman, I think he's doing really well in the A2.
Yeah.
I gotta look up his.
I mean,
stats.
right after he came on the pod, he just was. All I saw was nonstop highlights for the Pete's.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So then it's only up from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Fantilli, like, I don't think we've had him on yet, have we?
No, but he's definitely on the radar, right?
Yeah, we should get that going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
he's
I can get.
he's had the most beautiful setup for a goal the other night.
Byfield. I can get on.
Through the leg sauce pass.
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, going through the neutral zone.
Yeah.
Neutral zone. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it through the legs and pass instead of just
Get a
normal
better-
pass.
get a
Yeah,
better
that was
angle.
what? That was disgusting.
Yeah.
Instead of a backhand pass, I'm just gonna go through the legs forehand
Yeah.
and flip it up.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
So quick little thing on the World Juniors there. Who do you think is gonna win? Who's going gold?
We haven't even looked at the other teams, but
Wow, it's Canada or USA.
Do you
guys.
think Matvei Michkov is going to play?
No, because Russia is just they're done.
They can't play.
Yeah, Othman's got.
They
20
could play for a
20
different
points.
team though.
They haven't been in it for the last like 3 or 4 years.
No, but he
3
could
years.
play for a different team.
No, he can't. Can he?
Can he?
Imagine Team Canada or Team USA recruits him to
That
play.
would be dirty.
Why not?
Let's bring him over.
Give him his visa.
Oh my gosh.
Bring him over.
All right, let's check the roster for Team Canada.
Yeah, I was trying to load
If
it.
it's been
but
submitted.
Computer stopped displaying on the screen for some reason.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, this $250 PC just isn't cutting it for some reason.
I thought that it would be.
I thought it was perfect, honestly, but
yeah.
for some reason it's not working.
Well, we just need to send it to Best Buy tech support.
Jared doesn't know how to
Okay.
find their
Geek
roster.
squad.
Here we go. National junior team summer meeting roster.
Oh, that's not going to be the final one.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be able to find.
And we'll do it next week. We'll go a
Alright,
World
we'll-
Junior dive in.
we'll go over the rosters to next week. Yeah. No, but that's the best thing about the roster is you're gonna know a few of the players like that you're familiar with. There's a few guys that are like highly touted, and then who are these guys? And you watch and you just see them. You're like, well, okay, that's why he's on the team, and you start to get new appreciation for players that you never heard of. That's
Right.
it's the most exciting part of watching it.
Yeah, and it's always during the holidays too, which is
Yeah,
just
Bass.
electric. The outdoor rinks are usually starting to come together, so
Yep.
you can get out and skate while the World Juniors are on. It's just a great time.
What's better, Christmas Day or Boxing Day?
Boxing Day. Christmas Day. It just doesn't matter.
As a kid, Boxing Day, because you have all your stuff
Oh, already open.
already open, all your gifts. You don't have to worry about like the dinners and the family and all that stuff. You just get to play hockey or use your new twig you got for
Your new
Christmas.
Xbox. that
Dude,
you
I
can-
love that, eh? I never really thought of it, but yeah, Christmas Day, it's like the excitement of opening the presents, but then you got to pick up all the wrapping papers, and then you got
Got to do all your
here's
things.
the dinners, you got now we got to go to this person's place, and then you're like,
Driving a lot.
yeah, you're hauled around. Now so and so's coming. No, you can't do that, right? And you're like, just leave me alone with my toys, please,
Yeah.
like, right? And so the next day is like the quiet after the storm.
Mhm.
Like,
But as an adult, for me, it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Right.
Because I just look forward to like hanging out with family and talking and having
Yeah.
some nice like the food is the best part.
Yeah, all the food's great. So
Yeah.
w-
Yeah.
once you have Christmas, it gets special again. I went through the stage of like you and Chippy, where it's like, hey, what does this even mean anymore? Like you know,
Until you have kids is what.
yeah. And then the magic is kind of lost for about 10 years. Then you have kids and everything is special again.
right.
Right.
You're doing it for them.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
you see the moments you had, and then it's like in them that same excitement and
Yeah.
joy, and you get that back, and it's like I don't know, it's
Yeah.
that positive energy, eh?
Yeah.
High frequencies,
Yeah.
lots of high frequencies.
I got
happening.
shivers thinking about it.
There you go.
I know. I miss. Like, I kind of like, is Christmas ever gonna be what it was? Because now it just seems it's like.
That's what Jeremy just said though.
Chippy, I'm gonna come over. We're gonna have a very special Christmas.
Like, I
Have a
feel
Christmas
like,
special.
I feel like I need some like.
We're
yeah,
gonna go to
need
Swiss
some-
Chalet.
Some kids around. Maybe I'll come join your house. I just
Yeah.
better be some gifts under the tree.
Yeah.
For shit, though.
Come over in your PJs.
I'll
I'll
come
get you-
over my PJs.
wrap
and
up some mini
I wanna see
sticks.
some gifts and stuff under the tree.
Yeah.
There'll be like 15 mode hockey sticks. for
Yeah, give you like these motor sticks.
Yeah.
Um,
Wrap up some mini sticks, and we'll play mini sticks in the basement after.
yeah, like I feel like I'm missing that.
Team mini stick tourney. That'd be fun.
A very chippy Christmas.
We should just rent a
Shit,
hotel
Christmas.
and play mini sticks in the hallway for old times. sake.
Chipmas.
Everyone's knees will be like destroyed.
Merry
Um,
Chipmas.
We could do that during the pond hockey championships in February.
Yeah, at the beer spa.
Mm. Well, mini sticks in the hall.
Um,
Marriott.
moving on.
Yep.
Kaner. What have you guys thought of Patrick Kane playing for Detroit?
It's pretty cool. I like that he's back with the DeBrincat, and they already connected on a goal, so that's nice.
Yeah, did you see his celly?
Yeah.
Like he scored and then he's like looking at the crowd. He's like,
Oh, he was,
"Ah."
yeah, he
It
was
was what
out of
Chippy
his
would look like.
mind.
Every time he scores in men's league,
It's-
I imagine.
It's because of all the doubt. In the
Chippy looking at everyone in the audience.
No,
one
on the
there.
men's league, my cellies are usually pretty
Game 3,
tame.
Yeah,
10
pretty
p.m. in Stroud.
Yeah.
That was an important goal
No, I said
to
that
put us up by 7.
That was
Da-da-da,
nice. No, I remember.
da-da-da.
I think there was one backhand bar down. I scored. I was like, we were up like 8-0 or something. I go, that was nice. And I just go, the guy. It was like a forehand backhand in the matter of a second top bunk.
Oh man.
And I just
Yeah.
I looked at buddy on the other team. I go, that was nice. That was a beauty. I don't even know what
Lining
I
up
said,
on the
but I'm
face-off
like,
after. You like that,
but
bud?
like, guys, I'm not gonna sit here and act like that's not the nicest goal you guys have seen on this ice in probably the last 10 years.
You're welcome.
Like,
Hey, you're welcome.
That was, like I said, that was disgusting.
You know what's funny, Chippy? We had a game last night. We're recording this on a Monday, by the way. Maybe we'll upload it a day early.
Ooh.
So Jared and I, we played last night for the old Paint Cans. You obviously weren't quite 100% yet, so you weren't there. All night I was ripping the biscuit, and the goalie just seemed like he was getting lucky, and it was
Who were you
catching a
playing?
piece of him. The orange team.
We can't say their name. We don't provide any free advertising on this podcast. If you want your name mentioned, you gotta pay up.
Yeah, facts.
So we're playing this
FMR scrap.
The orange team.
orange
FMR
team.
scrap.
I'm ripping the biscuit. The goalie's just, in my mind, he's getting lucky. Like he's glancing off the shoulder, or like it's just going off the post.
Yeah.
I'm all around it. So I finally decide, okay, I'm going to wind up for a shot here, but I'm going to fake it. So I do the fake. I go to the backhand and go to forehand, wide open cage, bury it. Jer had it on the GoPro, and it looked, I imagine it looked pretty cool.
The goalie was laying down. Like, you were like, okay, sit, stay, good doggy.
Oh my
But
goodness.
in the dressing room after the game, I was like, could you imagine if Chippy scored that? We'd never hear the end of it.
Oh my god.
You'd be
dude.
doing pirouettes
I did.
on center
I
ice.
scored the nicest goal of the season for the Toe Dragons. I got it from behind. The puck came behind me. I catch it behind me. I put it through my legs, and then I just put this little backhand slider. And all I'm hearing after the game, oh, it wasn't the best goal they've ever seen. Oh, it was. I was just hearing nothing but nonsense after I scored the highlight reel of the season goal.
I would love to go fishing with you.
Oh
We should
my
go fishing.
God.
Yeah, the fish. It was this big.
It was disgusting. It was.
The glorified minute
It was
you
like
caught was a
Ovechkin.
5-pounder.
It was one of these. I was like back here, a terrible pass from Jer, I think, and then it just like snuck it through my legs, all like while moving, stayed in stride, and then backhand, bottom shelf, disgusting, and Tay's just, oh my god, it was not even nice.
So
I'm like, yeah, okay, Tay, like.
anyway, back
you haven't
to
scored one of those all season, bud.
back to Patty Kane.
Yep.
Do we think he's going to even finish the season with his hip
Oh, you
scraping
think-
surgery, whatever
It
it's
looks
called?
pretty good, and then
Ah.
hips looking good. I feel like he's.
He'll do some load management.
You think he like? I think if he plays the full season, this could be his last year as a.
Oh.
like, that's my.
Yeah?
That's what I feel.
One last paycheck.
My gut tells me that this is if he plays the entire season, this is his last season.
Mm.
That's
It's
just
a 1 year contract.
and like and if he, but I could also see him only making it halfway through the season, and then like trying to find a spot like somewhere else next year and do the same thing, just keep playing half seasons.
Hey, speaking of last seasons, is Phil Kessel going to announce his retirement or what?
He's got to keep his Iron Man streak
Hey, he's
going.
waiting for the deadline. I've told you guys, he's saving his body.
He's filling up on hot
Phil's
dogs.
saving his body for the deadline.
Imagine he just decides, he's like, you know what, guys? I'm actually going to start working out. And he just, like,
Super Phil.
yeah, just sheds like 30
He goes
pounds.
from super filled to super Phil.
That's the next video. Phil's just like now hitting push-ups. Like
He's getting obsessed.
Phil, like you.
Chippy's getting ideas here. Yeah. He's like, guys, I'm ready. I swear, I'm doing the squats. I'm not eating the hot dogs. I'm eating steaks only.
Oh, these guys thought I wasn't gonna get fit. They thought I wasn't gonna get fit. What are you talking about? I could be fit if I want to be.
I'm gonna make Crosby look like a preschooler.
Sid,
You got to do it like the
stop it, Sid. You know I could squat more than you.
you got to do it like the 8-year-old. Look how fast I am. Look, guys.
Look at my new
Look at
shoes.
this. Look how quick I am still.
Want to see me do push-ups? Look.
I had the best shot in the league for 8 years.
Next up, I had the LA Kings breaking the league record for most road wins in a row to start the season.
Ooh,
11 in a row.
That's
My boy
insane.
Adrian Kempe,
Quentin.
Quentin Byfield, those are my guys. Just so you guys know, those are my guys.
Yes. Little applause for
Yeah.
Quentin Byfield. He's finding his stride.
And
He's a big boy, and he's using it.
and who had a heart-to-heart with him before the season started?
There we go.
And
and
who's
who had a
wearing a
heart-
style and
And
flow?
and who had the heart-to-heart with him before the season started? I said, "This is a big year for you, Q. Don't think at all. flow, and guess what? He's on pace for what? He's a point per game or something.
I
Yes.
think
now?
he thinks of you every time
He does.
when he goes through the fist bumps with the team, like
He
after
does.
a
You
goal.
need a signature celly, like your own celly. When the guys do it on the ice, they know
Yeah.
it's because of you.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, and Q would do that.
It's gonna be
Q
this.
would
It's
do
gotta
that.
be. It's gotta be the
The
flow.
flow.
The wave. Yeah.
The flow.
Oh,
That's it.
Yeah.
So
I
next
just-
goal, give me a flow.
I nailed it for you. There you
That's
go.
actually it. That's
Yeah.
legit. Like
If he's wearing the hat, I bet you'd do it.
no, dude.
yeah. And
Like-
he's al-
like even
they're
just-
already talking about doing the Mbappe.
What you
sellies
do?
together.
What you do is right before the fist bump line. It's
Yeah.
you do the wave right before you go to the fist bump.
Oh yeah, wait, just flow into it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Because then it's like
dude.
subtle. He would do that.
That's
for
highlight
sure.
reel.
Yeah.
Oh
Hit him in the
my
DMs.
gosh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send them that.
It's the don't think just flow celly. Dude, you can have every kid in AAA doing it anyways.
Yes.
I know
Right?
that's tough.
That's gonna start trending.
yeah, yeah.
Get the
yeah.
the World Junior boys doing
You're
it.
welcome for
Right?
that.
Boys,
Flow,
boys.
the
You're
flow
welcome for-
celly, the flow celly.
Yeah.
Even you could do it before the wave.
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, the
We're
point.
flowing.
Yeah.
It's like the flow and the point.
Otter with the. Hey, I said Otter. Do the.
The
dude, that was
binoculars.
the craziest one ever. I was watching that
That's
game like
unreal.
in Toronto. I don't know who they were playing, but I remember, and I was like, "Yo, he's gonna." I told my buddies, he's gonna do the binocular celly. I was like, if someone gives you a nice backdoor dish, like, give him the binoculars,
Yeah.
and then
it was just the perfect situation.
and then,
unreal.
And then
Yeah.
right, Shane puts it back door to him, and it's just like, I was like, no way, bro. Like
Yeah.
the fact that I talked to them like before the game,
Yep.
and now I'm sitting at home. The game's out east,
Mm-hmm.
and like he thought of that
Yep.
Yeah. You
In
had
the-
it in the
in
back
the
of his
game.
mind. Yeah.
in the
You
game.
clearly had. He was like, "Oh, that's a good idea. If that happens."
And
I'm
he also
wild."
forgot to take his gloves off to celebrate one goal, was
But-
it?
And I don't even know how he did it with the gloves on, but he
No, that
managed.
was.
Oh, that was an Otter.
It was a. Otter was on the ice.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it,
yeah,
But I
sorry.
forget who it was. It was a different guy in the team camp.
Yeah. As I just got to throw the plug out there. If you want your kids to perform, then Coach Chippy is open for cameos. Book your cameo right now. If you want that pregame
Nice.
speech, he's giving it.
The
Like
cameos
it's
are
working
actually-
for Quentin Byfield. Got the cellies flowing, right?
Yeah, no, the cameos. I've been sick, so I apologize if I haven't gotten your
Just
cameo.
put your rate up to 500.
No,
okay?
yeah, I think I need to at this point.
Just make it a skit. Just
Dude,
be
I
like,
haven't been able to keep up.
You're offering a professional service. You know, Quentin Byfield is
I know.
benefiting from your
I know.
words of wisdom. Clearly, that's very valuable.
Yeah, Q out here lighting it up with Kempe. Both just
yeah, Adrian Kempe is an animal.
gross. He's gross, dude.
And honestly, LA Kings might even be the early Stanley Cup favorite for me. Like,
They're on a two
because
game
I feel
skid right
like
now.
Vegas has a bit of a not old, but like they could run into some injuries, and I could see it being trouble for them.
Mhm.
LA is just an animal that's just been on fire to start
Yeah.
the season, and they've been hungry for it the past few years. What did they sneak into the playoffs 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and they put up a good fight.
Mhm.
I think what did they lose to McDavid or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
Not 100%
I'm
sure.
just going off of like very vague memory here, but yeah, they are due, and they have a good young
Got a good
team.
squad.
They've been getting good goaltending, and I could see them being in the Stanley Cup final.
The Rangers
All
are
right. Speaking of LA,
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani,
Oh yeah.
rumored, everyone thought he's coming to the Blue Jays.
I
with
didn't.
Domies tweets, "Oh, let's go, Jays."
right? It was
Drake's got
rampant.
the Otani jersey.
That's
on
what
his
I'm saying,
story,
right? Like Toronto believed that Otani's coming to the Blue Jays on a monster
I didn't for a
contract,
second.
like 600 mil.
I didn't-
600 mil. Okay.
I didn't believe
so
it
you
either,
guys
yeah.
didn't, but
Pessimists.
let's just say,
Well, I was like, he's
There
not,
were-
he's not even a pitch. Why would we pay this guy
okay,
for $800 million
let's say
to not even throw a pitch next season?
the Jays did offer him 800 mil, right?
Canadian,
It's got to be U.S. It's got to be comparable.
so $1 billion.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we're not paying in Canadian dollars, are
It
we?
would be over $1 billion.
It's got to be all USD.
Yeah, we're paying USD. this
Yeah,
year.
but
Like it's a U.S. league essentially. We're the one Canadian team.
Yeah. I
Okay.
guess though, but it would
But I mean,
they would
we're
have to pay
charging-
him in Canadian though. Because
Yeah.
it's a Canadian
Yeah.
team.
So
it'd be
actually,
over $1
with the
billion.
conversion.
Yeah.
$1 billion
is
in
insanity.
maple syrup.
for 10 years.
Okay? In
That's
maple syrup.
crazy.
The actual contract he signed was $700 mil
Yes. Okay.
for 10 years
So-
for Dodgers. Right?
So for the hypothetical here, the Jays offer you 800 million.
yeah,
Okay, 10 years in Toronto, or you get offered 700 million in LA, which contract are you taking?
Me personally, Toronto, because I'm from this
Okay.
area.
So okay,
But
fair.
if it's just like,
Well, this is baseball.
Well, I'm like,
I'm talking baseball. Like hockey, yeah, I would take Toronto. Hockey market. I'm playing baseball.
I'm talking purely from no sports, just like
You want to live in Toronto. You want to be Canadian.
because I
You like Canada.
like Canada. But if I'm talking just from a bird's eye view,
hmm
100% LA.
You're going to take 100 million less. They're offering 100 million less.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have more. You could make that in LA just by being that big of a player there.
Oh, yeah. Bigger,
Because there's a bigger
more
market for-
advertising. Yeah, in the U.S.
like,
Way
way
more
bigger market for
sponsorships.
sponsorships.
Yeah.
In the U.S. for baseball.
Chippy,
what?
would you take 800 million in Toronto or 700 million in LA?
Dude, I don't know. I think I would take like. I mean, the weather in Toronto is just so tough during the winter.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
It's just like wow.
I mean, you
man.
spend half the time on the road anyway.
Yes, but
Yeah.
LA, like I don't know if I'd want to be in LA either though.
Oh, you're not an LA guy.
I don't know if I'm an LA guy.
A beach
I don't-
guy? You're not a beach guy?
Well, like I
Are you
feel
going Miami or something? Or
like, yeah, give me Florida, give me
Florida?
Texas, give me
Oh.
Texas.
Oh.
Go to take me to the Texas
Rangers?
Yeah.
So- That's what I'm saying. It might be tough. Like the city does play a deal, and like, what's an extra 100 million? Once you're getting 700 million, 800, 900, like, like do you need an extra?
he just
when you told me that Otani was rumored to be coming to Toronto,
Mhm.
what was the first thing I said to you? I was like, yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah,
That's just Toronto media. We're seeing one side of this story.
Yeah.
And just because he booked a flight or like someone thinks that
Rumored.
it's his private jet
Yeah.
coming to Toronto, I'm like, oh, so what if he talks to them? I'd say that there's still a better chance that he doesn't sign here. I'm not
Yeah.
getting my hopes up, but if he does, cool.
yeah.
yeah.
But like I can say that as a non-legit baseball fan. Like I'm like just the super casual baseball fan, you know?
I'd say for
So
most,
I can be okay. I'm like, okay, if he didn't sign, whatever.
and that's a long
Yeah.
contract for most players. 10 years in the freezing cold, or 10 years on a beautiful beach. Maybe I'll take a little less,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like you talked about the brand deals for baseball, much bigger in the
It's
states.
also like he doesn't want to like the problem with Toronto is we scare everyone away
so.
because we're psycho. It's like
Yeah.
we've never dealt with a star or a celebrity ever. We're like just all over them. We've got a helicopter in the sky when they arrive.
Yeah.
Like no wonder no star wants to sign
He
here.
probably
It's
booked a
like,
private jet and then saw everyone new.
He
and he's
wouldn't
like,
be able to
"Heck
walk
with that."
around. He wouldn't be able to walk around because
Yeah.
we're just all so nuts.
Uh-huh.
It is true. A lot of stars.
Whereas in LA, it's like you'd blend right
Yeah,
in.
you just blend right in. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
That's true. It's probably
Alright.
probably a component to it for
Next,
sure.
next up on the docket.
This isn't really too much to talk about. I think you guys already know, but I just wanted to say that Arizona has beat the past, I think 6, if not 5, Stanley Cup champions
Unreal.
in a row too.
Unreal.
They played them all like within like 2 weeks, and they beat them all.
That is
Yeah,
just
that's-
nuts. That's bonkers.
Yeah, like who would have guessed that coming into the season?
I did a sponsored campaign for Betway,
yeah,
and I just did a skit, and I was like defining types of gamblers basically. So
Right.
one of the skits was like the homer,
yeah,
and he's so the skit he's like, okay, so I've got Arizona to beat Colorado, less than 6 goals and 3 points for Logan Cooley, and then the other guy's like, against Colorado, right? It's like, and then they went ahead and did it. Basically,
it's hockey, baby.
Oh my gosh, it's
take the
nuts.
take the underdog in every hockey game. You'll
Yeah.
probably end up on top.
Well, that like I guess nobody actually bet Arizona to beat all those teams on like a parlay or something because that would have been posted somewhere.
Yeah. Well, even just the fact that the schedule had them playing 5 Stanley Cup champs in
It's
a row.
insane.
Yeah,
Like what
it's-
that in itself is like, wait, what?
What-
That would have been like Arizona sees the schedule and they're like, oh shit. like,
Yeah.
What the heck is
It's
this schedule?
scripted.
Yeah.
What kind of
the league
maniac would have been like
scripted it.
win, 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 win? Yeah, they're gonna beat them
Yeah,
all. If
yeah.
you had have predicted that and told someone at the beginning, they would have laughed in your
Yeah,
face.
the league is a script, like Chippy just said.
Yeah.
It's all written.
That's why I love
It's a
hockey.
story.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna throw this out there. Detroit Red Wings are second for goals for, but their leading goal scorer is like 15th in goals. So they have like crazy depth.
Kind of like Seattle Kraken 2 years ago.
Right. Like, so, you know, who's first in goals? Probably Colorado. right? They got
Yeah, maybe.
right,
Yeah.
and then next behind them is
Or
and
like
you
top
know who's the goal
four or
scorer. Like
something.
who's the goal scorer for
I
Detroit?
think it might actually be Vancouver that's first.
Oh no, sorry. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Vancouver, and then you'd probably think Colorado.
Yeah, you'd
So
guess or
wagon.
Vegas.
Yeah, no, it's Vancouver was first,
Yeah.
and then Detroit.
Right.
Yeah, and then Colorado. And you're like, what?
That's wild.
But they don't have like
Uh,
any leading goal scorers.
Yeah.
Just everyone's getting some.
They don't
Love
have
that.
their guy. They don't have
Right.
like the one guy that's doing everything. you
Yeah.
know? Which kind of leads perfectly into the next segment. I want to do hypotheticals, unless you guys have
Perfect.
anything else to
let's
say.
go.
So talking about the guy on a team or the guys on a team in the case of the Leafs,
Mhm.
my hypothetical scenario, or I guess just a hypothetical new change, I guess. What do you guys think about the NHL allowing 3 players on every team that don't count towards the salary cap?
Has it been talked about?
No, this
Oh.
is just my hypothetical scenario. I'm like, I would like
Because
this.
we brought this up a while back.
Yeah.
The
No.
Beckham rule, right?
Yeah,
But you're
one
saying
play-
3.
you get 3. Basically, you could take 3 forwards, 2 forwards, and a defense.
Ah.
They don't count towards the salary cap. So I want to know, what do you guys think that would be good or bad for the league? A, and B, who do you think would be the top paid players, and how big do you think the salaries would get? Like for a Matthews, McDavid, like how much do you think they'd pay them without the salary cap counting for that?
Oof.
And the fun thing is, if a team pays one of those players, and then that player's like, I want to get traded, then all of a sudden, whoever's on the other team, if they have 3 guys they're paying that don't count, they have to bump someone that does count, because you can only have 3.
Mm.
So it would make it so that the teams that want to spend more, like the Torontos and the Rangers and like all like even Detroit, they can spend for those top players, but they don't have to worry about fitting in semi-decent players for the rest of the lineup because it doesn't count towards the salary cap.
I think we could basically just debate the merit of that, because when we brought this up about the Beckham rule, and I said I love it, let's do it. The comments are basically like, "Oh, come on, that's coming from a Leafs fan."
Well,
like,
when I say hypotheticals, I want you guys to be the
Yeah.
devil's advocate.
yeah,
I don't want you to just be like, "Oh, that's great," and then we're done.
no, I mean, I love the idea of if there's one guy on your team, maybe not 3, because then I think that would rob the poor teams of any talent.
Right, but the same could be said for implementing a luxury tax system. Then all of a sudden the team, like it'd be the Yankees of hockey, like with the Leafs and the Rangers and Chicago and stuff. They just all spend more because they have more money to spend. But I'm saying you keep it so that it's only 3 players, and then you can market 3 players on every team.
Right.
You know?
I think it would skew the talent in the league to like everyone would want to play for the wealthy teams,
Right.
and then you'd get all like the new up and comers on the teams that couldn't really afford them.
Right.
But then right when they start playing well, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go get paid. Oh yeah, Toronto just offered me 20 mil, so I'm going over there.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I guess
It might put some teams out of business, to be honest.
yeah, the pair and the so I think that the business side of it is the biggest challenge,
Yeah.
but the parity side,
Yeah.
like I think that like in terms of like the league having parity, like the bad teams have a chance of winning all the time because there's a hard salary cap.
Mhm.
I feel like having 3 players that are not counting towards the salary cap wouldn't impact that as much as you think.
I feel like you do like maybe 1 player that doesn't count towards
Yeah.
the salary cap.
3 is like
3's ridiculous.
crazy.
3 is
'Cause You
ridiculous.
get 3 $20 million players, and now you could spend another
80 mil.
80 million
Well,
on the others.
It's like, okay, so say Leafs give it to Marner and Matthews and leave one spot open just, for a rainy day.
Yeah.
But
And
now
then
you have
Bedard's
Marner-
contract comes up and like, oh, Bedsy, we'll give you 30 mil.
So
Where's he going?
what I see would happen. Sorry, Chippy. What I think would happen there is that the teams they'd have 3 players, and then if they want to get someone else, they have to bump someone down, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh shoot, we have nowhere for him. So then the bottom teams would jump in and be like, okay, we'll pay you to come to our team
I
because
gotcha.
they already had room there. They didn't use up all 3 of their spots. It's basically moving the salary cap from dollars to like player spots that they can fit in. I just thought it was an interesting concept.
Definitely
Yeah.
interesting.
Whereas if you only have 1, then it's like, okay, your best player is going to get it. Whereas 3, it's kind of like you can juggle it around a bit. More players would switch teams because they're like, oh, well, he has 2 slots and they're going to fill it with another guy. So
So
Yeah.
in baseball, there's no salary cap.
No.
When's the last time they expanded? MLB?
Like
You'd
a
have to look
new
that back.
franchise?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, are they pretty much like they've been around, established? They've got their fan bases. Maybe they can afford to not have salary caps because they're not trying to expand and start new teams.
Right.
But like in the NHL, it seems like a new team enters or leaves like every 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's because the owners are like, there's the rev share, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when the new franchise comes in, all of a sudden there's another 100 mil a year that they can contribute from just like ticket
Yeah.
sales and like merch and all this stuff because there's hype about it, right? But at a certain point, they're going to reach a number where they can't keep adding teams, and they need to find a way to make it so that, like, I want a Cinderella story where there's a team where literally you're like, okay, they theoretically should never win this game,
Yeah.
but then they beat the teams like the Leafs. Like, I don't care. Like, I love it. I would love an idea like that where the salary cap is like a little bit easier to skirt
Yeah.
or non-existent, but like
Yeah.
the 3-player rule I think is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see a team like Arizona just like upset Toronto just
Well, I
with
mean,
no players. That'd be hilarious.
well, I mean, yeah, they're kind of like you see the Kraken going deep in the playoffs. That's pretty amazing. It's pretty much that, right?
Yeah.
But I think that would be even harder if like they're getting outbid on the players, you know?
Right. Yeah. It's a interesting thought, but so anyway, who do you the second part of that hypothetical was what do you think the highest salary would get to, and who do you think it would be for, like, we'll say for the Leafs and another team that you think of? Like, what would be the highest paid players and how much would they make?
I could see it getting up to like 30 million, and it would be for obviously like McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews, Bedard, one of those.
You
players.
think so?
Yeah,
30?
yeah.
Yeah. I guess it depends on the team. I guess Leafs would pay that, like,
That's what I'm saying.
in a heartbeat if
Yeah.
they could, you know?
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about. Like, for one season?
How much are they making? Well, yeah. I mean, how much are they making off of ticket sales and merchandise, jerseys? Like, they're bringing in a lot,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they just have to start selling all kinds of Matthews branded toys, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Start cranking the merch.
Some more NFTs.
Yeah.
Right. I just think it would be fun to have because once you pay players more, then all of a sudden they become more, the perceived value goes up by fans, right? So then all of a sudden everyone's going to care about the 3 players on their team
Yeah.
that are like the top dogs that are getting paid to perform and all that
I
stuff.
just saw a chirp. Was it Greenway from Minnesota chirping Darnell Nurse,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You're the worst $9 million player I've ever seen. How did you do that? How did you get that much? This is ridiculous. You're the worst. You're the worst $9 million player ever."
That was from when the Oilers were like still on a slide, like not playing.
Yeah, it was
well
a
at all.
few games ago, I guess.
It's like
Yeah.
it was a little bit.
That's-
Well, I don't know. I just saw it posted, so I don't know when it was, but just like that type of stuff gets brought up.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine making like 15 million not producing, right?
Mm.
How'd you do that? How'd you run away with that contract?
It is a pretty funny chirp. Like, start clapping. Good job, Nurse. Yeah, Nursey.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Like,
How much is that goal worth? 6 million? 2 more, right? 2.5 million for that goal, eh?
Yeah. You're 4 per year. All right, Chippy, you got Minute Madness today? Yeah?
I think
You think?
we're gonna make it up.
All right, he's going to
Let's go.
improvise.
That's called improv.
Yeah, that's how it works, baby.
Okay.
What's the scenario?
I think the scenario today is
Drum roll here.
yeah. I guess it's Christmas Day
Okay.
Oh,
and
Little holiday action.
you don't have any holiday buttons, eh?
No.
dad gets son a stick that he didn't want.
Aha!
Son, I got you the new stick.
So
Who you doing,
Are
mom,
we doing
mom and dad?
mom and dad? Yeah.
yeah. I guess should I
Chippy, you and I'll be mom and dad.
okay,
I'll be the mom.
I'll be the dad.
All
It's
right.
Chippy's segment. He gets to pick. You want to be dad?
I just think it's funny to make Jeremy
Yeah.
the kid.
Yeah, I'll be the dad.
So Jeremy, we'll start the scene. You're unwrapping.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. No, I'll start the scene.
Okay. All right, timer starting now. The Minute Madness that turns into 3 Madness. Go.
Hun, could you there's one more gift there. Is it in the back?
Yeah, I'll go get it. It's
Yeah, go get it.
it's just in the laundry room.
Pal, we got one more gift here.
Kyle, wait here.
Okay.
You thought that you were done, didn't you?
I thought that was all the gifts. You guys got one more?
There's one more.
It took a little while to wrap, but here you go,
I
hon.
think I know what this might.
Yeah, pal. You say, hey, don't say we don't ever do stuff for you.
I've been talking about the Bauer Proto R all month. I cannot believe that you got me the.
Hey, pal, how do you like that one?
Is that the one you wanted,
That
hon?
the one you wanted? Look at this. Look at the nice.
Your dad
flex.
picked that one out from the store.
Where's the actual? This is.
The sales guy said this is the best stick
That's
available.
The best stick on the market, pal. That's what he said to me. He said when I went to the store, I went in.
In our
I
budget,
tested
that was the
them
best
all
stick.
up. I tested all of them.
This is from
He
like.
said this is the most lightweight,
Dad, it feels like a brick. It's from like 4 years ago.
pal.
What they make this out of?
said
Concrete
it's
and
the
wood?
It's the best stick available from
I've never even heard
2013.
of this brand. What is this? Revolution?
That,
I haven't even heard of this. Dad, if I go in, if I go into the dressing room, the kids are gonna make fun of me. I can't shoot with this thing.
pal.
I wanted the Bauer Proto R. It's like as light as a feather.
So the guy at the store, I talked to him about the Proto R. He said it's a gimmick. He said it's a gimmick.
But
It doesn't matter.
Rick-
Honey, I told you we should have just got the one he said.
Ricky,
No, hun.
But
Just a second, hun.
Ricky has the Proto R, and
No.
he scored 2 goals
The
in warm
Proto
up.
R. I talked to the young gentleman. He plays junior hockey, so he knew what he was talking about. He said the Proto R is a gimmick.
that's because you said that you needed a $200 limit.
How am I gonna score if I don't have the Bauer Proto R?
Hun, have you seen the prices of gas and cost of living?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay, we
You
have.
even love me? You guys even love me?
You know what?
Okay, Kyle.
No,
You know
Kyle,
what?
you-
Your
Go
father
up
worked.
to your room now.
Your
Kyle,
father
go
worked-
to your room now and shut up. And shut up. And go to your room.
Appreciate what we did for you.
And everything's going.
I hate this family!
Oh my god.
Everything's. We're returning
The
everything.
worst parents ever!
Kyle,
Okay,
shut up and go to your room.
that's a good ending.
The things
You're not playing hockey the rest of the season.
the things you want to say to your kids.
That's good. So hopefully that scenario doesn't live out for any of you puck daddies listening.
Yeah, dads, make sure you don't cheap out on the stick.
That's like me when I was younger. Everyone was wanting the iPod Nanos,
Yeah.
the new Apple ones.
Yeah.
And my parents got me an MP3 player. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, thank you. Does it have Brick Breaker?
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
But it turns out though, in hindsight, that was way better than the iPod Nano
Yeah.
because I could use it for so much more. It could fit more songs. I could put like files on it if I wanted, and it could pick up the radio stations if I didn't have enough songs. I could put on the radio.
Yeah.
But,
I remember my dad got me the Nemesis. I couldn't believe it.
your nemesis.
AAA player. Everyone's coming back with the 195.
Yeah.
And then I have the Nemesis. I was like, "Are you serious, Dad? Like this isn't like House League, brother. Like this is AAA. I can't be using a Nemesis right now. Like I actually couldn't even I walk in the room. The boys are all like, "What the heck do you have in your hand right now?" I got the red and black Nemesis,
You
boys.
gotta put a whole bunch of tape around it.
Oh
Like, dude,
my
suddenly you're
Candy cane.
suddenly you're doing the candy cane tape job.
It was brutal.
That's
Brutal.
hilarious.
That's funny. I've never really cared about the stick that I had. A lot of times I just have to buy my own anyway, so I was always pumped no matter like I'd kind of go and pick it out.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the 2-piece stick, so you buy the shaft and then the blade and you piece them together. So it was like a whole
I had
it was like IKEA. You have to build your own.
Warrior AK-27,
So
Alex
you
Kovalev.
put the time into assembling it, so then you
Yeah.
like it more.
Oh, I did. Yeah, it was a whole routine. It was like we
Anytime
got to
I
know
would
each other.
go looking for sticks, I didn't even if I like because I never really stayed up to date on what sticks were the top line
Yeah,
ones,
same.
and like it wouldn't matter if they had them on the front rack or just mixed in with everything. I would go through all the sticks, and the one that I always felt like, okay, yeah, this is the one, would always be the most expensive one.
Mm.
Like growing up, that was what happened. And be like, I'd just go through the sticks, and the one that I liked the best would always be the most expensive. And
That
it's
expensive taste.
it's probably just because it was a little bit lighter, and I could tell
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I-
You could always tell the
Yeah.
most top of the line stick from the non-top. I don't care who what it is. Like,
Yeah.
Going back to Christmas, unwrapping a present that you didn't really want. How would you guys deal with it?
I would just take it gracefully,
Yeah.
and I'd be grateful just for getting a gift. Like
Yeah.
I was always taught like to be
Oh yeah.
thankful and grateful, and don't like you accept gifts gracefully regardless of whether you want them or not.
It's always from like an
Yeah.
aunt or someone who like doesn't really know you or whatever, and
Yeah.
like maybe like they got you something like
It's the Canadian way.
oh,
the next
exactly the next segment.
segment.
Like you're 12 and they got you something, but it's for like an 8-year-old, and you're just like, oh, thanks, a big
Yeah,
big
that's-
smile,
I really
big
wanted
hug.
this 8 years ago.
yeah, and, like you always knew that like
They-
those presents were gonna be dust. Like like you know what I mean? Like
They meant
the
well.
ones that are like close to your family, like you know,
Yeah.
like, you're gonna get like a protein like
Yo.
powder, like something like that.
This is crazy.
Literal dust.
So
Yeah, like literal dust. Like you knew, like. But yeah, I'm always gonna be thankful. Like I would never. I think I would just like leave it, and I
Re-
just wouldn't.
yeah.
I just wouldn't touch it again for the rest of this holiday. I would just like leave it. Are
Goes
you
in a
gonna use
pile.
this, pal? And then my mom would go, "Are you ever gonna use this?"
yeah,
No.
no, no,
No, mom. You can like take that back,
yeah.
or you can use it.
Yeah.
The craziest thing happened. Mason has his birthday party. He invites 10 kids over, gets a bunch of stuff. There's one gift that he gets, and he's like, I don't really play with these anymore. So we're like, yeah, whatever. We just kind of tucked it away, and a few months later, maybe like 6 months later, actually, it's the summertime. His birthday's in the winter. He's invited out to a birthday party, and Sammy's like, "Oh, you got to go get a present for what's his name?" Yeah, okay. And then I'm looking in the back, and I see we have
Going
like,
to the collection.
well, there's just like
unopened gifts.
unopened things that are back there, right? And I'm like, "Oh, here's one. This kid will like this." So I wrap it up. I give it to Mason. I got this for your buddy. He's like, "Oh, thanks, Dad."
The gift that keeps on giving.
Right? So he goes to this other kid's birthday party and gives it to him. And then afterwards, it was a few days later too. I was like, "Hey, what did your friend think of the gift?" He's like, "Oh, it's the same gift that he gave me."
I was just about to say it's probably the gift
Come
that keeps
on.
on giving.
Can't be the
Yeah.
same
It was the-
kid, bro.
Yeah,
That's-
it was
that's on
Do your
you.
research,
That's
bro.
on you. That's
Do
on
your
you.
research. That's unacceptable.
I
That's
don't
on
pay-
you. That's ridiculous.
I don't pay attention to these things. I
You
don't.
gotta know which kid gave it to him.
No, I
Yeah.
don't know how these things got in our house, man. I don't know how these things
That's
got in our house.
Horrible.
I thought it was like some company sent
What
it. To
was
me.
it?
I don't know, some like robot transformer thing.
Shout
Oh,
out to that kid's
jeez.
parents now thinking knowing Jeremy's a cheapskate.
Oh, yeah.
going through the bargain bin in the literal back of his house.
That's
I
hilarious.
felt so bad. I'm like,
It's
oh
hilarious,
no,
though.
Mason. Like, but just that the kid like gave it to Mason, and then that he
Yeah.
opens it up, it's the same thing. And from Mason, that looks back, 'cause it's like, oh, like you didn't play with it, you didn't like it.
Surprised
Right?
Mason didn't
Oh my
remember.
I
that.
know, I
Yeah.
know. I set him up. I felt so bad.
That's
I'm like, we got to go get.
horrible.
That's just bad on so many levels.
We got to go get that kid a PS5.
Yeah.
Hey,
to make up for
Here.
it.
Hell no.
give him a PS5, Mason.
Hell no.
Yeah.
He's
No,
getting the robot
you should have just
transformer.
said it's okay. You could give it to Mason again next year.
Yeah.
just keep
Yeah.
make it a joke. You
Yeah,
know?
he's 18. He gets the robot transformer.
I would have just owned it and been like, yeah, I meant to. I want it to be like we don't have to get gifts.
want
Kids
us to-
just
I
keep
wa-
giving the same thing back and forth
I don't even know
Matching
some of these
gifts.
kids.
until they have their own money. You're getting
Yeah.
the same gift.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I don't know the parents. Sometimes I don't know the kid. I'm like, oh, who's this kid? It's some kid in his class, right?
It's basically the courtesy gift so that your kid can take a gift bag on the way out without feeling guilty.
That's horrible.
No, usually we go to the store and Mason picks something out for the guy, right? So like, it's like a thoughtful gift.
Man, I don't miss that stuff.
Oh,
those
that would be a fun
parties,
draft.
Those birthday
Drafting the
parties.
best things to get in a gift bag from a
Oh.
party. It's a little too long ago. I don't know if I remember everything that you'd get. Like
No,
it was always the same stuff. You get like the sugar string things you cut, and you get those. You get like little
bouncy
fidget
ball
toys,
or some
bouncy
shit.
balls.
Slinky.
Yeah, slinky, or you know the ones.
Silly putty, always silly
You
putty.
know the ones where you'd flick it and it'd be like a little helicopter.
Oh, those are awesome.
those are fun.
Love those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I go crazy. I take it outside and just flick it and run, flick it and
Yeah.
run. Sometimes it would catch the wind.
Yeah.
It's going over the house.
Yeah.
Damn it! It's on the roof. Now I got to climb up the antenna.
That's terrible, Jer. I can't believe that.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Re-gift.
I'm cringing inside.
The re-gift.
And to the same person too.
I thought he got it for Christmas or something, and I'm like, yeah, let's get this. Save $30. Just save $30.
Save 30.
Boom.
That's funny.
Oh man.
All right, you want to do the Canadian way?
Yes, please.
Okay, new segment called the Canadian way. I drop a situation.
I
and-
really need a Canadian national anthem button here.
Oh, Canada.
No,
Be the
like
baritone.
an instrumental, so we can do
Oh,
it
yeah,
while
yeah.
while you
The
explain.
Canadian way.
Yeah.
Just drop it in post.
Mm.
I'm going to drop a situation, and you guys, we all can respond with the Canadian way. What's the Canadian response to this?
All right.
I'm going to start nice and easy, open-ended, very vague, not too specific.
Okay.
Give me a response when someone says sorry. What's a Canadian response to that? And you could think in your head anytime someone might say sorry to you. What's the Canadian response?
Oh, no worries, man.
No worries.
No
Oh,
worries.
yeah, no problem.
worries.
Oh,
No
no,
problem.
no problem. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. That's probably.
I'm,
probably good
I had some time
I
to
got,
think
I got
about it.
another one. I got.
All right.
Sorry.
Ah, you respond with another sorry.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Depends on
Sorry.
the context.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with the double sorry.
Like
Right.
if you're just like if you are crossing paths and you kind of like you get in each other's way a bit, it's like, oh sorry, oh sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly.
that's
it's the
definitely
double
sorry.
sorry.
It's
But
like
if
4
someone's
sorries.
actually apologizing like sincerely, then it's
Oh yeah, no, it's not a heartfelt
It's
apology.
not a
like
double. It's
a-
a.
then it's definitely the double sorry.
a stranger
four
sorry.
sorries.
Okay.
It's not a triple sorry. Like, oh sorry,
Sorry,
just
sorry,
just
sorry.
gonna scooch by here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
So I think we'll a unanimous decision then. It's the double sorry. It's
Yes.
the Canadian response. Okay. Yeah, because a lot of times it's like, oh, no problem, no worries. Yeah, no problem. Like when it's just kind of like a passing sorry.
Yeah.
But I think if you're in contact with someone,
Or
oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Back in the
I
day.
even do it in hockey
It's
games
okay.
sometimes.
You drop the it's okay. I think we go
Sorry.
no worries, no problem.
No, I'm saying back in the schoolyard. And then I remember a teacher like gave me beef because some kid apologized to me and I said, "It's okay." Well, it's not okay. I'm like, relax, teach. Like, it's okay. Like, he's coming over to say sorry. That
Like he karate
you
chopped
say
you
it's
right.
okay.
Yeah. It's one of those
Well,
things.
no, it's not okay. Relax,
It's
teach.
because the kid
Ease up,
just, like,
teach, because I don't want to see your face ever again.
the kid like punched you in the gut and then karate chopped you in the neck, right?
Yeah,
And then he's like,
like,
"Oh, I'm sorry.
Teach, it's not okay. It's not okay, actually.
not okay to do that.
Well, relax.
It's okay.
I
with
said it's okay. He did it to me. I get to decide if it's okay or not. Because are you the one that got harmed? Teach? You don't have that privilege to tell me what I could tell them
It's
back.
Like, it's like the snobby like trying to teach you proper language.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I forgive
Get out
you.
of here. Can you go to the washroom?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you?
Can you?
Oh, can you teach?
It was always the French teacher that did that.
Oh
too.
my gosh. It would just
If
be
you
like
didn't ask in French, they'd
smart-ass
correct you.
teach.
May I please go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
I don't know. May you?
What? Who's
What?
you?
Well, if I just went, you'd scream at me. Where are you going?
Yeah, I can do it right here.
No,
The
we-
du- It's the best when the
Give me
double
your
sorry.
cup.
It's the best when the double sorry happens in the middle of a hockey game. You bump into a guy. Oh, sorry. Sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
we used to have washroom keys. You would put,
Oh,
it,
yeah,
put it
I-
on your desk. Like,
high school,
just
yeah.
relax. Like, if I gotta go, I gotta go. I'm not gonna need a key.
I know. Imagine being
Okay,
15
teach.
years old and the teacher telling you. you
But
gotta
the,
get
the amount
bathroom
of
key.
power I felt when I had that key in my hand, I'm just walking down the hall,
Oh, you
just
put it on your desk.
spinning around.
Here, you don't know about the key.
You never bring it with you. You put it
was
on
a
your
big
desk.
Key, and you put it on your desk, so teacher looks over and no one's there. They could be like, "Oh, he's got the washroom key." Like, what ridiculous! I just can't.
We didn't have bathroom keys in my high
I can't
school.
stand that shit, bro.
What? So like only one guy was allowed to go at once?
Yeah, it's like,
I got you.
well, and then we'd go for then the guy would take forever. Then
Yeah.
he'd be like, "Teach, can I go now? Like, I gotta
Yeah,
go."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your buddy's out there, like, just
Shooting the shit.
he's out there, and I don't even know the other side of the
Yeah.
school.
He had a bathroom break with his girlfriend on the
Oh,
other side of the
boy.
school. Yeah.
All the high school breaks, he would just go for
Yeah.
the whole period. He'd be gone for the whole period. Be like, all right, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any of this schoolwork. Like,
I already know all that.
it's a work period. Okay, I'm going to go annoy my buddy in the class.
Yeah.
Over.
I already know this. That's gonna be Mason.
I'm
He's-
going to open and close my locker 1,600
No,
times
that's
while
it.
someone's writing a
You
test.
walk by your buddy's class trying to get their attention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, come out.
yeah.
And then now you're like, just chilling. Like,
Yeah.
and then you'd always, like, on these trips in high school, you'd be walking the hallway. Then next thing you know, your other buddy comes out from around the corner. Everyone's doing the same shit. Everyone's just out buzzing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those days.
You guys ready for a draft?
Let's do it.
Let's do
I'm
it.
gonna let you two go for this one because I feel like
Oh.
I've been in on every draft the past. month.
Oh, awesome.
We are going to be drafting The worst things to happen before a hockey game.
All
We
right.
kind of already prefixed this at the start of the pod. It's not going to go too dark. We're going with like practical things that actually happen pretty frequently to people and are super like they're the worst.
All right.
You guys going to do rock paper scissors?
You know what? Since I'm undefeated in rock paper scissors, I guess I'll let Jer go first, just because.
Wow.
How courteous.
Yeah,
That's very nice.
Of course, obviously.
I'm just going to take the top one. I think this is the greatest pain anyone would ever feel. Before a hockey game,
I beg to differ.
you reach into your hockey bag and you realize you're missing a skate.
Ooh.
Oof.
Just
Like-
one? Just one, too?
Missing one, yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter. If you're missing one, you're
Hey.
basically missing both.
Anyone got a right skate somewhere? Does anyone have an extra right skate?
Oof, that's a bad one.
That one's tough for sure. I don't think it's as bad as the one I have.
Well, I mean, you could go any other piece of equipment, but like the skate's the worst. Like, you can borrow a glove. You can go without a jock. You see a little bit of clear tape around there, you know?
So I'm gonna say that getting into a car crash on the way to the game
Okay.
I thought we weren't going dark.
and forgetting a skate. How about
Okay,
that?
you can-
How about that?
He takes the combo
Just
pack, eh?
literally every one you guys do, you just add their pick on top.
You forgot your skate. You got in a car accident. Oh, I won't say my next draft yet.
Getting in a car, like just a
Yeah.
fender bender type.
Fender bender, yeah, car accident, because that happens. Like, you're rushing to get to the game.
Yeah. And then then you're like, you're going to miss the game unless someone comes to pick you up, basically.
Oh, I mean, that gives me a good one. All right. Second overall, I'm taking. You're missing a skate. You get a car accident, and you have. No. This happened to me. Personal experience before a tournament. It's an away tournament. You're driving like a few hours. You sit down in the car, and you're not feeling that great, and you start feeling that gurgle in your stomach, and you know that
Oh,
Dad, can you pull over? I gotta go to the bathroom.
like,
You
are we
just-
talking cramps?
Oh no, it's the bad stuff, the explosive stuff,
Oh.
the Hershey squirts,
Does dad not just turn around
Oh.
the car at that
the
point?
green. No, because it's a tournament. You got the green
You'll
apple.
feel better
cider.
by the third game.
You clear
Not.
it out in the gas station
Oh my
halfway there.
Oh,
Get the
You bend
runs.
over, holding your stomach in pain. You're like, I hope I get this all out of me so I can still play.
you're
Right?
just cramping. You're like, no part of life's fun.
Exactly. You don't know if it's gonna pass or if it's like gonna get worse. But you're like, okay, let me just clear this. We got an hour. Like, I still want to play. But then like you're dehydrated by the time you get to the game.
Oh, it's brutal.
Oof. Yeah, that's.
So I'd say
that's pretty
away
bad.
game, upset stomach.
It's funny because I would say it's worse to get that when you're like literally about to start the game versus like on the way to the game.
The lead up
Like,
is
To me, it's like you're in the middle, you're about to drop the
Oh,
puck, and then
yeah,
it just hits you,
yeah,
and you're like,
that's-
oh.
I mean, it's still before a game, I guess. Just how far before the game do you want it? Right?
Okay. Okay. That's
All right,
good.
Chippy, what's your second pick?
My pick is just when you're late for the game and the door's shut.
Oh no.
Oh
Because
no!
coach is delivering his speech
Oh.
and everyone's dialed, so you at first you have to knock on the door because it's locked.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Oh.
you're knocking on the door.
Gotta make sure you don't knock the twigs
and
over.
then it's dead silent. Okay, you walk in and coach just kind of gives you like he's in the middle of his speech still, so he kind of just like gives you like a side eye,
Oh yeah.
and then you go and now you're like trying to like put your gear on. Everyone's already full
You-
gear.
The Velcro is so loud, eh?
Yeah, shh. Coach goes, don't even bother.
Oh,
Oh no.
And don't even bother.
Oh no.
And you just sit there and you're like, I'm late and now I'm missing the entire game.
my coach would just make you
Nice.
wait until after the talking's done,
Mm.
and then you can get ready. And if you're
Right.
late to get on the ice, you're late to get on the ice, but you don't interrupt the pregame speech. You know,
Yeah.
like you got to sit there and be respectful and listen.
Yes.
So this one it happens a lot more once you get into the recreational, like the beer league hockey. But it happened in minor hockey because I wasn't playing the AAA level. You get to the game, you know, you're sitting down, getting dressed. About 15 minutes before the game starts, and you look around, and you don't see any goalie pads in the room.
Ooh.
Wait a second. We got the play. The goal. Oh, where's the goalie? Is the goalie coming? Is there?
Phone start ringing.
and-
Someone's.
And you just don't know. Like, is the goalie? And then you start talking. Oh no, I didn't know. I didn't hear. Did he talk to? No.
Panic
so
ensues.
In men's league, yeah, it's like everyone starts texting and calling. Right? Oh, he should be here. No, he said he was.
I
on
might know a guy. I'll call him or
Yeah,
see
and-
if he can make it.
You go through this thing of like, no, he's probably coming. We can't get a hold of him. It's like, okay, let's start calling other people. Can we get the guy who's playing right now? right? Like, oh, let's get the guy who's on.
Is there gear we can borrow?
You start compromising.
Is there an e-bug?
Oh no.
Now, in minor hockey, usually that type of stuff is communicated, but even sometimes it's like,
It
hey,
does happen sometimes.
where's the goalie? They never
The
call.
goalie gets in a car accident on
Yeah,
the way
maybe.
to the game.
Yep. Oh, you find out you don't have a goalie.
What's worse than having the runs and getting in a car accident when you're the goalie?
And you forget your skates.
You got in.
Yeah.
You got into the car accident with your goalie.
Yes. Okay. That's a good one. The minor hockey level, you get a backup, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's what the backup's for.
Yep.
Chippy third pick.
I'm gonna say when your dad forgets to sharpen your skates,
Oh,
and you know they need to be sharpened because the game before they were so bad.
Yeah, you couldn't make a
you
left
couldn't even
turn.
make a left
Yeah.
turn, and like you were like falling everywhere.
right turns only tonight, bud.
And then
Yep.
now, because your dad's like, "Oh, pal, there's a skate sharpener at the rink. We'll just get it." And then the guy's
Closed.
Mm.
Pro shop's closed.
and you're like, "Are you serious, Dad?"
There's the sweet stick.
And
Yeah.
Dad's like, "Oh, I'll run out to Canadian Tire, get it
Uh,
closed."
Yeah. Don't let that kid touch my skates.
Or there's some kid back there that doesn't look like he knows what
Yeah,
he's
and
doing.
now you
don't let that cross-eyed kid even smell my skates.
and now your dad has your skates. You're full of gear, and you're like, "When's Dad gonna get back here with my skates?"
I found a coin-operated machine you can put it in.
Brutal. It's brutal, but yeah, and then you have to go play with your dull skates.
Great pick.
Yeah.
Or like you're playing pond hockey like the day before.
Yeah.
Like you shot the puck over the net into the snowbank, into the pussy willows, and you gotta like, oh, I gotta walk out there and get it. It's my last puck, and you're like walking across.
I'm
Like,
having
oh,
you gotta
deja vu.
crawl.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm having deja vu right now.
it's so weird. It's that weird feeling,
I've
eh?
talked about this before. I don't know why.
Weird, yeah.
It's like it's because you experienced it.
Yeah.
Just bringing back these
Yeah.
core memories.
Or memories.
Sending the last puck of the pond into the snowbank,
Chippy with the
and then you're bringing up.
dad forgetting to sharpen the skates. I don't think that would happen now because they have multiple blades.
Oh, you swap them out.
Just swap the
Swap
blades
them
out.
Oh, no problem there, Spence. I just got.
I got 3 blades right now. All 3 of them are dull.
Hey, Jack.
It has to be. It still happens.
True, yeah.
Jackston. No problem, Jackston.
Chippy ain't going to
Braxton.
the local shop to get his skate sharpened ever. I just don't. Just gonna keep rotating these 3 blades that are all dull.
You'd have to charge them an appearance fee to come sharpen your
Yeah.
skates.
Yeah.
Sales
Alright.
would go up while you're
That's
there.
hilarious.
My 4th overall pick, and it's tough because there's so many good ones I can go with. This one is a universal one. It applies to all levels, but the game's about to start. You're pulling your laces nice and tight, and
Oh,
snap.
I know this
Yeah.
one. Oh my gosh.
You snap the skate lace.
Mm.
It's worse when you're older because it's always you're just about to go on, and like some of the guys have already left. They're already warming up. You know what I mean? Like and you're like, oh, and you're like rushing and you pull it. Oh no, and you can't even look around. Like, does anyone have an extra skate lace?
Mm.
You know, it's like I'm just gonna tie them together real quick.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to loosen it right up and
Oh
to
yeah,
even to be able to tie it, and then the knot goes in the wrong spot, so
Yeah.
you can't tighten it properly.
yeah,
As a kid, though, it doesn't really matter. You're just like, Dad, fix it.
yeah. Well, if you're there an hour early and you you get your skates on. Oh yeah, it's like
Not a stressful.
minor inconvenience.
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, as an adult going to beer league, that definitely is unfortunate.
All right, Chippy with the 5th pick.
No, it's
No,
my
4th pick.
Oh, it's your
Chippy's
4th.
pick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went first. I'm not used to that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, worst things to happen before a game.
Yeah.
I would say your coach splits you up.
Oh.
You got new line mates. for the
Oh.
game, and you like that. Now you got to sit beside the guys you don't even want to sit beside because your line switched,
The juggle.
and it's like, yeah, your line's been juggled to, and you had no
Coach
idea.
puts you on a new line.
Yeah, brutal. And you're just like, damn. Unless it's like someone you wanted to play with, but like,
Right.
probably not.
Mm.
Probably like, damn, that's not my like. Now you're like
Yeah.
sitting beside
And
some
when
dust
you're
can.
younger, too, the first line, second line isn't quite as substantial until you get like really high level up,
Yeah,
right? Like, because they try to balance out, like, unless you're 4th line, you're pretty much, they're running 3 lines.
yeah.
Like, and mixing in they're running 2 lines and mixing in a 3rd line. They don't have 4 lines in minor hockey.
No, but yeah, like that would always be tough. You're like, or like a new defense partner.
Especially if you're trying to visualize the game before you're in your zone, and then the coach is like, "Yeah, boom."
Well,
you're
your
playing
dad
with
just
new
had
guys.
you drove with your buddy, You've
The
been,
vibes were
yeah,
immaculate.
you've been talking about the play you're gonna run last
Yeah.
night in Shell. You guys were running the
Yeah,
back door
yeah.
talk, and now it's like, yo, we're gonna go. And then you get
That's just
there, and
heartbreaking.
coach
Yeah.
breaks you guys up, and you're just like, coach, like, I don't even know if I can play. 'Cause I don't want to play. I don't want to play with Johnny. I really don't want to play with Johnny. I want to sit beside Johnny. Johnny's got no moach.
Dad didn't even sharpen his skates.
Yeah, like Johnny's just the worst to sit beside.
Johnny barely got here. He was in a car accident on the way here.
And he stunk up the bathroom. All right.
Last pick for
My
Jeremy.
fifth pick, this is tough because I have one that's like super universal, but I think I'm going to go real specific here.
Ooh, taking a different approach.
I'm going deep on this one, and it is the Zamboni breakdown. The game is just about to start,
Interesting.
and something happens.
Oh, and it's on the ice.
Like, yeah, it's like it's
Oh.
cleaning the ice. You're watching it go around, and then all of a sudden it blows like a hydraulic hose and leaks oil all over the ice. And you're like, no, what? No, we're still gonna play, right? And you're just sitting there, like knowing, like you're bagging that somehow it's gonna get fixed, and you just know it's not.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever had that.
Never had a Zamboni
That's
breakdown.
very niche, but I think I've had it happen once. Something that happens more often is the refs don't show up
Right.
or they're late, and like,
Right.
so you're like, oh, if they don't show up, we can't play this game.
I was gonna go more broad and just like some sort of equipment failure because I've had the Zamboni breakdown. We've had the Zamboni door won't close.
Yes, that's a popular.
Which
one,
is
yeah.
dumb. We've had just the game before someone broke a pane of glass and they couldn't fix it in time. Like
Lights go out,
yeah, a power failure. But
arena mishaps. But
Right,
yeah,
arena
Thanks,
mishaps.
guys, for
I took all yours.
Everything,
I just took your whole list. Well, I didn't want to say arena mishap. Just give me a Zamboni.
yeah,
Zamboni
I like
breakdown.
I like that you
I'm
respected
going
the
specific.
sanctity of the
You're
draft and
right.
went specific.
No, he
Zamboni
didn't because he said everything.
breakdown.
He
No,
ended
but
up-
he didn't. That's not his pick. You could
I
still
know,
say
but he
it.
ended up
My
saying everything.
pick is no. There's a real good one if you want to go.
Dig deep, Chippy. Go to your inner pain and remember what sucks the most before a hockey game.
That's what it was for me. I'm like, I hated that feeling.
There's one that would be like number 2 on my list that you boys haven't
Oh.
even mentioned.
All right, we'll go
And
honorable
it's a
mentions
small
after.
thing, but for me, it's like it gets in my head. And
I know what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't care at all about it.
Yeah, I don't really care either, and that's why I'm not doing it as well.
Do you even know what it is?
It's tape.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say it because it's just not.
When your tape job gets messed up right before the game, that doesn't get in your head, does
Not
it?
at all. You should see
That's the worst.
the
man.
atrocity of
I
tape
just,
jobs
I
I've
don't
played
ever
with.
tape my stick.
No,
I got the same friggin' tape job.
mine is bunched up, bungled, Nash's. Like I'll just grab a stick that I was playing road hockey with, and I'm like, yeah, this one's good.
You
It's got like
guys.
it's all gummy and stuff.
I like my tape jobs pristine. Anyway, Chippy, your last 5th and final pick.
Yes, I'm trying to zen in here. Worst thing before a game. He's trying to rush me. Hayden's trying to rush me. It's not gonna work.
Next up is the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, that's what we need is Jeopardy right now.
I'm putting a timer on this. Come on.
No. I would say
Come on.
dude, like I don't make these up. I am making this up in the moment,
Oh my god.
and it's not easy to do. I'm gonna say, just you catch the flu before the game, and you're just sick as a dog, and you're like not telling your dad, but you're like you have the flu, like you're
Got the
full
flu.
on got
Yep.
the flu, and you're about to have to play.
Oh, and you're going. You're gonna
You're
play.
going. Oh,
Okay, so
you're
it doesn't
going.
prevent you from playing.
No,
Like
you're-
you don't
probably
think you're
should.
sick, but then you catch it right on your way to the game. Kind
Yeah,
of
It's
thing.
like,
you're
you get like the
throat sore
sniffles.
now, you're
Yeah,
like-
it's like 2 days before the game. You got some sniffles. You know,
Yeah.
day before you kind of got a little bit of chills. You're like, it's fine, it's fine. And then like
Nah,
you're
you're
in the car and you're just like,
No, I'm thinking on the way there, like it just hits you.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens.
Well, that's
As
what
a
I'm saying,
kid,
it's
you
like-
don't realize anything until you're already there.
and then
That's happened to me.
it comes over you.
Like you're on the way to the game, you're walking it, you go to pick up your bag,
Mm.
or because like we all had shoulder bags, right?
Mhm.
You go to pick up
Yeah.
your bag, and you're like, oh, that felt a little bit harder than usual.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you go to sit down in the dressing room, and you're just feeling weak. You look pale as a
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah.
Your buddy's
Yeah.
like, "Are you okay, Chippy?" Like,
Yeah, that's pretty much me in the winter.
Knees weak,
Most of
arms
those,
heavy,
brother.
vomit on your
yeah,
sweater
that's pretty
already.
bad. That's kind of similar to Jeremy's on the way to the game, like in the car. But getting the flu is very like you can't do anything. Whereas like Jeremy's is
There's a
Honestly, but
chance.
Jared's is
Yeah.
kind of like It's a little worse. Like the cramps when you're cramping. Oh, you're paralyzed.
Let's run through the picks here. I'll go through Jeremy's first.
Mm-hmm.
We got number 1, missing a skate.
Mm.
That's never fun, especially if it's an away game.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, got the runs on the way to the game.
Diarrhea.
That's rough. No goalie showing up. You're in the dressing room. You don't see any pads. The scramble to try to find attendee.
All my worst
Happens in
nightmares.
men's league all the time.
Yep.
Snapped skate laces right before you're about to go on the ice. And the Zamboni breakdown on the ice so that you can't play.
Now that might not have happened to a lot of people, but imagine it did. That's
Yeah.
just like nobody wants that. Like it's like the third lap, and you got that feeling, that nice shine. Oh, all the doll ice is getting nice and shiny, and then all of a sudden, oomph, what?
That's like getting struck by lightning. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you don't know whether to feel lucky or not.
Yeah, it's tough.
Chippy's list.
All right, Chippy's list. We got number 1, getting in a fender bender on the way to the game. Car accident.
Not fun. tell you
Not
that.
fun. Stressful. You need someone to come
You
pick you
forgot
up.
to mention and forgetting your skate.
No. Number 2, being late and the door's already shut.
Mm.
You got to give it the old
Coach, is-
knock
you
to get
going
in.
through the lineup speech already. Yeah.
Dad forgot to Dad forgot to sharpen his skates.
Were you gonna say scarping your shades?
Yeah, it was.
I forgot to
got a little
scarping
bit-
your shades.
Got a little tongue twisted there. I read it backwards. Am I dyslexic? I don't know. Number 4, coach puts you on a new line. You get
Mm.
split up from your
Brutal.
your buddy.
Brutal.
Never a good time there. And catching the flu before the game. So you just feel like a bag of bricks and you can't move. But you told Dad
Trust
you're
me,
good
it
to play.
ain't fun. Flu ain't fun.
Yeah. That's a good list. I'm not going to decide a winner. You guys can let us know in the comments.
Let us know.
Let us know.
That was a great episode,
draft.
boys.
You want to do honorable mentions?
No.
Okay.
We can no.
I was just gonna throw it.
I don't like this stuff. It's so negative, like this draft. I don't know why I chose this. It's like it's making me stressed
I was
out.
gonna throw it stuck in traffic.
Stuck in traffic.
It never happens in men's league because we play at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Mhm.
But like I can imagine the GTA.
It could be
challenge.
stuck behind a snowplow.
Oh yeah, that happened when Sammy was about to give birth.
Oh my god.
Dude, imagine a baby's supposed to come out like she's gripping on to the handle.
I'm just gonna start playing the music as you tell this story.
We got to get to the hospital, and he's going 35 kilometers, double plow. You can't get past it on the highway. And I'm like, I'm flashing my lights, honking my horn. Gotta get a baby out here. Come on. What do you do?
Pull over.
What do you do?
Pull over.